it take us as a nation to resolve this problem? But we continue to emphasize sanitation and hygiene issues because we continue to talk about it. And the reason I'm saying we continue to talk about it is because some of us have been talking about this since 1991. I remember the first major World Environment Day celebration I had with school children, youth and children by the Evergreen Club of Ghana, who were members of Evergreen Club of Ghana. We had a seminar at Malamata Market. At that time, Abobloshi was not there. Today, Abobloshi is the main food market. But Malamata was the main food market in Accra, and you could not believe the conditions there. So we went there, and in partnership, today I heard we see talking about partnership, it's so important. In partnership with the then Greater Accra Regional Health Office, a very nice lady, one madam, I forgot, but there was also an assistant of his, Mr. Abdul. They all supported us to have a big seminar at the cinema place there, what do you call it? Oxford Cinema. We had a very good seminar with them. That's as far back as then. So if we have been talking sanitation since that time, and we still have these problems, then we just have to keep on talking. That's why I'm emphasizing the issue. These are the areas which render people very vulnerable. And so I invite everybody to join the chorus. In both urban and rural areas, the issues are problematic. So the question is it any wonder that our efforts at development appear not to yield the desired results? Our priorities seem to be misplaced. But let's see what some of the lessons are that we can learn, so that we can apply some of them to the incoming SDGs. A UNICEF report on sanitation MDG reveals that in the whole of West Africa, no country is on track. But that does not mean we should say, oh, we did not in West Africa, others will be well. We want to do well. So, because we like saying that, we like to say, oh, but compared to Nigeria, corruption is not too bad in Ghana. Oh, but when you compare Ghana to this, but when you go to another place, you realize that Ghana is not good enough. We should compare our sanitation to Singapore. And I've been there, and you cannot even drop the tip of a cigarette or a gum paper wrapper. You cannot do it. If you put it there, nobody will pick it up for you and you embarrass you. And if somebody wants to challenge you, they may even report you to the police. So we should stop looking down on the downside and saying, oh, look at this is not good enough. Nigeria is, Africa is good enough. We should compare ourselves to those who have challenged themselves and are doing well. And God willing, we will also get there. So the UNICEF report is telling us that no country in West Africa is on track for the MDG, except 6 countries. The others are not. It's saying 155 million people, or 39%, in West and Central Africa have no access to safe drinking water, and somebody I think will be talking more about that. And they said 281 million have no access to improved sanitation. This is about some of the issues we are picking from the reports. So how do we go about solving these problems? Well, we have always believed in education. There's a need for serious public education. And when I say serious public education, I'm not thinking about, this Saturday, monthly Saturday, with all, apologies to those who are involved. It's an effort. People are trying. But is it really working? That we call people to come out on once a month, and we need to look at the strategies again. Because even on the television, you don't see enough education. On the radio, in the schools. So I think we must reorganize our thinking and our ways of doing things, going about this sanitation and related issues. I don't know about how much time I have, but if I do, I'll come back to share some experiences from Evergreen Club of Ghana, working with school children, and how we can even use school children to do the public education for us. They are marvelous when you take them on. The point we want to emphasize is that in almost all the international outcome documents on sustainability, education is emphasized. But what we notice is that as soon as the budgets are tight, that's one of the first areas to cut. So it's like we place, what we call it, we pay this service to public education, environmental education, but we don't do enough. And that's why the problem continues with us. It's a wrong strategy, and we need to shift further. What we are proposing is that in order to attain the targets and secure it for the SDGs to be achieved, we must, of necessity, let the various publics know and be informed by guiding them to pose and find answers to the relevant questions. And when we say the relevant questions, what do we mean? People must know what SDGs are about. People must be able to ask, where have we come from? We had the MDGs, we are moving into SDGs. What is the difference? Why is it necessary? Why are we changing over? Who are the stakeholders? People must know what stake individuals hold from their little corners. Everybody must know that if the sanitation in my community is not good enough, it affects me somehow. And therefore, I should be willing to do something. So that even if it means a new levy, community levy or something specifically to help us to improve on sanitation, we should be willing to do it. But they must first be mobilized to ask and pose the relevant questions. They must raise the relevant issues so that they understand that whatever I live is for me. The pertinent factors open the doors for further learning, and a lot of natural wisdom also comes to the fore. By natural wisdom, I mean when you deal with people that way, you can trust that they will bring their own innovative ways. They have ways they have lived with in the family, extended family homes, that they saw things happening, and they can bring some of them to share with you. I grew up in an extended family home in a place in Kumasi called Sakeena, and we call it Ashton. In my great-grandmother's home, everybody took care of each other. And you dare not cock a flame like you do up when you feel like it, to the hearing of other people. You have to seclude yourself to a corner, cock it, and rub it so hard on the ground that nobody coming in will see that there's a flame sitting there. If you think you broke that rule, everybody will take care of you. I mean, you have so many voices, who is it, who is it, who is that? And so everybody knew that these are things you can do. You could not just spit into the air anyhow. Somebody would just say, why? And if you insist on doing it, they will tell your parents to actually discipline you. They won't even wait for your parents to come. So some of these so-called taboos and things we used to do were helpful in a sense. So when you bring people together in the communities, you share with them, they will be able to share their wisdom with you or with us. Now this is something I always talk about, that in Ghana today, a foreign or a local businessman can be given official permit to go to a rural community to prospect for gold. With the collaboration of some community members, usually the youth, and the overt or covert support of the chief or the elders, the member of parliament or opinion leaders. So, why are we allowing these levels of environmental degradation in the name of poverty? I heard PC talking about poverty issues. It is very real. It's very, very true that we have poverty, and because of poverty, people have refused to think. But elsewhere, The poverty is there, but they are still managing to do the right things. Today in Rwanda, my time is up, but I cannot leave without citing the case of Rwanda. Today in Rwanda, in Kigali, first of all, Kigali has been voted the cleanest city in Africa. And if you drop a polythene bag today, your own citizen can even arrest you. Even if you are President Obama, and you get to the airports, holding a polythene bag, they will say, sorry, Mr. President, take a paper bag, and they will politely take the paper bag. I haven't been there, but this is the reports of the internet, and people are telling us. So if Rwanda can do it, I mean, 10 years ago, this is a country where dead bodies were lying on the streets, so much stench. If you talk to people who have been on peacekeeping, and my friend Colonel Damswa tells me, he said, when I come back from work, sometimes I just take a little sip of water, a cup of tea, maybe a glass of tea, and go to bed. Because the stench was so much. They have cleaned up, and today Kigali is one of the cleanest city in Africa. And we are sitting with this level of bad sanitation in Accra and collecting awards. Yes, the award, we probably deserve it. Alhamdulillah. Thank God. We came to Ghana, I'm happy. But for this, we must be motivated. This should motivate us to clean and clean and clean. And the strategies must be right and appropriate. So as I conclude, I want to share with you a little bit of information from the scriptures and just remind you the good old message that the Bible says cleanliness is next to godliness. If I haven't said it right, somebody can correct me. I know the Holy Quran also says, Allah loves those who turn to Him and love those who keep themselves clean. And the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he says, cleanliness is part of your faith. We cannot fail if we continue to wish and do something about keeping ourselves clean. And it begins from our bodies at home, through our environment into the communities. Let me thank you for your kind attention. And in future, I may be able to add a few more because this is a very, I'm very passionate about. Thank you.